Hello my beautiful love goods and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are building a really big house. This is not a tiny house. I love tiny houses so much, but this is the exact opposite of a tiny house. So I am building a London inspired, I'm gonna say, a townhouse. Again, I say inspired because I have not been to London. I don't really know from firsthand experience. I just see pictures and things online and stuff. So bear with me if I get anything wrong or weird, but I love this house. I called it the Gibson. I saw that I was really struggling to try to think of a name, and I got some suggestions, but nothing was really clicking. And then I looked on the description of this lot, and it said it's a lot located in Gibbs Hill, and I was like, Gibbs, I like that. I can do something with that. So I called it the Gibson. I don't know. I don't know. It worked. But to tell you a little bit about the house, it is a 4-story house. Yes, I know, you heard me right. It's 4 stories, and it is a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom house, and it is located on a 20 by 15 lot in Brychester. It's kind of amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very proud of myself. I built this. I did this. This was all me. I can't believe it. I'm in shock. I'm in awe. I finished the build, y'all. And I actually did this over the course of, several days. I would come back and just work on it a little bit here and there. I don't know, but anyway, I am using custom content in this build. For the majority, I'm using Peacemaker, Harry, Logical Sims, and of course, Felixander I am using today because I don't use Felixander content enough, and I really, really love it. Oh my goodness, the windows are perfect, or they're lovely, and there is this wallpaper that I used throughout the build. Oh my god, it's incredible. Just wait until you see. But anyway, I don't know what kind of family would necessarily live in this house. I feel like it's very, I don't know how you would put it. Like, it would work for a lot of different types of families, if you know what I mean. It's just nice. It's just it's pretty classy, kind of eclectic. It's not like crazy modern, but it's not like traditional old. It's more like a townhouse that's kind of had some work on it. They've added to it. They've got their own modern flair, but it's still got some character. It's still got that, vibe of a traditional townhouse. So, yeah, I kind of love it. I did these like little things here in the front to kind of do that thing where a lot of London townhouses have that like sunken in section. There's no basement. I just decided to scrap that because I was like, girl, if I do a basement, it's gonna take me forever to do this house. And I just was like, you know what, I'm making that decision. So yeah, but anyway, what else about this? Okay, so the first floor, in the UK, they actually say ground floor as the first floor. I just want to say, when I say first floor, I mean the floor that is on the ground, that is the floor that you walk into. You know what I mean, right? Like that. Just to clear it up, if there's any UK listeners, I've been listening to many podcasts. If there's any UK viewers out there, that's just what I mean when I say that. But yeah, on the very first floor, it's kind of fun because I have had so much trouble, building houses like this. I have done a lot of Pinteresting and stuff like that to try to find references in order to build a townhouse, and I just was coming up with nothing. Like, every time I would build it, it just wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to, and then I would just scrap it. But for some reason, I found something on Pinterest that really was fun. It really changed it for me, but the floor plan was different than what I was used to seeing, and it's kind of like the door is in the middle, and then on either side of a hallway there is like smaller rooms, and then at the end of the house there is a kitchen. I don't know if that's accurate to traditional housing floor plans, and I don't know if interior designers are like cringing right now, but it really worked for me, and I finished this build feeling really, really good about it. So the floor plan, I will say, is interesting. Let's say that. It's just The Sims. That's just how it is sometimes. It's real finicky. It's real fussy. You gotta play around with it. So that's what I did. But Anyway, this house, though, I wanted it to give the vibe that they have kind of just slowly renovated it here and there. Like, it's not completely renovated. Like, there's still some, original features, but they've just kind of, what's the word? Zhuzhed it up, if you know what I mean. In the words of Jonathan Van Ness, bless them so much. Love them. But yeah, they just kind of zhuzhed it up a little bit. And just kind of not remodeled it, but just revised it, I guess you could say. But yeah, there's 5 bedrooms, and the upstairs, the very top floor, is actually an apartment I decided to make. It doesn't have to be. You can make it into an attic or something like that, but it's just kind of like a open sort of studio apartment or something. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, I know, because like you have to go through the entire house to get there, but maybe it's a family member and they decided to make that a separate like studio space for them. Who knows? But I actually was kind of inspired by a fan fiction. Yes, I know, this is wild, right? Me being inspired by a fan fiction. But yeah, it's actually inspired by a fan fiction that I read a pretty good time ago. I've talked about it here on the channel before. If you are a longtime viewer, you'll know I had a very obsessive fan fiction reading phase, if you will. It's still there. I still love reading fan fiction. I'm just on a break from it right now. But the fan fiction is called Stealing Harry, and it's essentially a story. It's a series about how, Sirius and Remus kind of take Harry away from the Dursleys because Sirius never went to Azkaban because Remus was able to stop him before, blah, blah, blah. It's just a lot of like what ifs, and it's amazing. Definitely recommend it. It's by Copperbadge on Archive of Our Own. It's a dead series. It's not finished. He has notes and everything being like, hey, here is what I wanted to happen in this world. I just didn't get time to finish it. Bear with me, just be warned. But initially, in this story, he still owns Grimmauld Place, but he doesn't live there, Sirius. So eventually he sells it to Andromeda, who he reconnects with, which is beautiful. He sells it to Andromeda for just like a sickle or something. He just kind of, he just doesn't want it anymore. So Andromeda takes it and she remodels the entire house, gets rid of all the dark stuff. And what she does is she turns the first floor, and when I say first floor, I mean ground floor, into a portkey shop is what this fanfiction called it, which was a fun addition. Basically, it's a shop where in Diagon Alley, you go to a portkey and it takes you to the shop, which is in London, which is cool. It's a very interesting magical element in a fanfiction that I appreciate. Anyway, I promise this is relevant. But yeah, they renovate this house, they redo the bottom floor to make it into a store, and then the upper floors are where they live, and the very top floor they turn into a studio, like a kind of studio, maybe it's a 2-bedroom apartment, I can't remember, but they turn it into an apartment for Sirius and Remus and Harry to live in later on, because it's just something they live in for a bit. It's beautiful. Love that story so much. It kind of changed my life when it comes to fan fiction. It made me fall in love with Remus Lupin, hence why the channel is named Lukey Lupin. I don't know if you all knew that. If you all weren't Harry Potter fans, you probably wouldn't know that, but my channel name, Lukey Lupin, is very much taken from Remus Lupin in Harry Potter. Remus Lupin is probably my favorite character. I love him a lot. He's amazing. He's not perfect, but he's great. But yeah, I don't know how I got onto this tangent, but yeah, it was pretty crazy that when I was building this, I just kind of thought of that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. I'll just do that. So, but yeah, I'm covering the sides of the house here with some greenery. This is actually, I initially was going to do it with this greenery from Get Together, but then I saw this greenery, this vines, ivy stuff, that is from the Jungle Adventure Pack, but Harry actually added another color swatch to it and made it like a really nice dark green, so it kind of would work in other worlds, and it's really pretty. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw this on here because a little bit of greenery always makes a house look really nice. So yeah, the floor plan I kind of had to do off camera a bit, and I know that normally and typically these houses don't have windows on the sides because obviously they're alongside other houses. in this case, I was like, I'm gonna make an exception. It's just so that there's some light. Maybe this is a house that's on the end, imaginatively. I don't know. It's The Sims. I can do what I want, so it's not that big a deal. I just really didn't want there to be really dark rooms because The Sims 4 can be kind of dingy sometimes. So I was like, you know what? I'm just adding windows in for light. I know it's not, gonna make sense realistically. I don't really mind. It's just gonna have to be that way. And you see me here placing down some floor plans. I do change all of that. This first floor, or the ground floor, I keep this, but the other floors I do have to redo because I changed my mind and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do an upstairs living space because the downstairs little sitting room is just for 2 people at most. It's not going to work for a big family. So I redid it. It looks really nice. I'm really, really proud of myself. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I feel really good about this house. It's kind of the best house I've ever built in my entire life of The Sims 4 ever. Like, it's incredible and I love it, and I'm definitely patting myself on my back because I did that. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna take a quick little sip of my tea. Hopefully that didn't sound weird. I just have some nice chai tea. I know that that's kind of redundant to say chai tea because chai means tea, so I'm saying tea. But as an American, when we say chai tea, we're referring to a type of tea. So yeah. Anyway, the more you know, us Americans, yes, us Americans dumb things down a lot sometimes, right? I'm not shaming us. I'm just saying that's usually how it is. But anyway, so this first room is a little kind of reading nook, study, reception room. I think that's what they would call it. I don't know. I live in America and our houses are very, very simple. And like we have a living room, a kitchen, like in my house at least. We have a living room, kitchen, bedrooms, bathroom. It's bare bones. But anyway, here is a little dining room too. I just threw in some, like a little, what is it called? A china cabinet, I guess you could say. A hutch, if you will. Some form or another. And then you will see me place down this wallpaper. And I do it in the kitchen too because I kind of do it and want to do it in almost every room. But oh my goodness. And I hear a phone ringing in the next room, but that's fine. But yeah, I use this wallpaper by Felixander and oh my God, right. See, this wallpaper here is by Peacemaker and I love it. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It works in so many different types of houses. But then I just got the idea. I want to place down this wallpaper by Felixander because I haven't used it in a build properly before. And it's amazing. I can't get over it. Oh my gosh, my phone is ringing too. What the heck? Hello? No, stop ringing. Oh my goodness. But anyway, yeah, you'll see the wallpaper. It's kind of incredible. I kind of am obsessed with it. And it's perfect. Also, this countertop that I use here is also by Felixander. It's the London set. I definitely recommend checking out Felixander and his content. He has some amazing CC. It's so beautiful and so well made, and it's just like EA, hire him, please. Thank you. But seriously, it's beautiful. I love all of his CC, and I'd never really use it that often because I don't really build anything that is big enough or just works for it because, I build a lot of tiny houses. I don't really do a lot of houses like this. This is kind of a crazy exception of mine, but yeah, and the wall, like the wall paint in here that I'm using, aside from the wallpaper that I'm going to be placing down, it's from the kitchen set, and it is by Harry and Felixander. And this is actually really fun. This little backsplash that I just placed, it's actually a wall decor item by Peacemaker, and it's so handy because sometimes you want a backsplash, but you don't want it to go up the full extent of the wall, and a lot of the tiling in the floor, what do you call it? The tiling in the house does that in the wallpapers. Yes. I'm like getting distracted by a million things right now. Because my mom's boyfriend's phone, he left his cell phone because he's an old man, and he doesn't remember his flip phone. Yes, he has a flip phone. But yeah, his flip phone is like in the kitchen, and I could hear it ringing. And then my phone started ringing, and then I heard a bird out my window. So I'm just like, the distractions are real, y'all. Like, oh my goodness, this is the epitome of me. Like, I have to have, like, the house has to be silent for me to focus, and a tiny little noise, and it's like, hello, distraction, pay attention to me. And it's just, yeah. Is it ADHD? Probably. Yes, most likely. But yeah, you'll see me place this wallpaper down in a minute, and oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I'm hyping it up so much because it's very much deserved. But yeah, because I was like looking at this, and I was like, you know, it's looking kind of plain. Like, I want to like add a little something fun into this house, and I was so unsure what I wanted, and then I saw it, and it's beautiful. And I matched these chairs and that table. I matched those. Those are two tables and chairs. What? There is that table and those chairs I would not normally put together, like, ever. Like, I don't know. I just never thought to put them together, but they worked for some reason. The chairs, they are from Cats and Dogs, and that table is from Dine Out, and it just looks nice. The blues match, and it goes with the wallpaper really, really well because there's blues and greens in that wallpaper. And I was like, I'm putting this in every single room now because I love it. But I do change it up a bit in the like throughout the house. It's incredible. I just love it so much. It just really livens it up too. It makes it seem so much less just sterile and boring. It looks like they purposely like redid that recently, and they were just like trying to, you know, liven up the house and, you know, put it on the market maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're just wanting to live in a nice house. Who knows? But I love it. It's great. I'm very proud of myself. So I do some editing up here as well because I kind of had this idea, and I'm going to have to probably mute my thing. Yes, I have to mute this clip. OMG. I was recording this clip here, and I forgot to turn off the setting for recording audio in my capture software, and so I could see like little sound wave things on that clip, so I'm gonna have to remove them so that there's not any like, you know, confliction with my editing software. But here is the second floor, or as you UK people lovingly call it, the first floor, which I think is kind of interesting and curious. But this is a living room here, and I was making this a lot less formal. I wanted this to be really casual, still kind of classy and eclectic, but I wanted it to be very comfortable and cozy, and it's very much, I almost see like an older couple living here and with their like teenagers, instead of it being like a younger family house. Like, I feel like maybe the times have kind of went on, their kids are starting to grow up, so they decided to kind of work on their house a bit, do some new wallpaper, you know, make it a little bit more grown up, and it's honestly a vibe, y'all. Like, I am living for this living room. No, I didn't plan saying that. That was weird. But yeah, it's kind of odd in the way it's shaped because there's like this living space, and then there's a desk behind the couch, and then there's like a reading corner. It's a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but I feel like it works really well. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I need another sip of tea because my throat is screaming. I hope you all are having, you know, something hot to drink today, or just drinking water. I hope you're staying hydrated. You better stay hydrated right now, y'all. I know I usually wait till the end of the video to drag you all for not drinking enough water, but go drink some water right now. Pause this video. Go get you some water. I know you're not drinking enough. We all staying home. You ain't got no excuse, okay? You ain't on your lunch break at work, unless you are. Then, you know, bless you, and you're strong and amazing and wonderful in every way. But if you are home and you're just sitting here staring at a computer screen, staring at your phone screen, go get some water right now. Even if you drank water today. No, go drink more. And go eat something. I mean it. Go or go. The caffeine is kicking in. But go drink you some green tea, please. At least something that's good for you, because you need it right now. I mean it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear no excuses. You need it. Because I need it too, and I'm bad about doing that. I'm bad about just not eating. Like, from my new rule from now on is I cannot get on my computer unless I have sat down, had a bottle of water, and ate something. You know, even if it's toast, I'm gonna eat it. Like, I need something, you know, I need sustenance. You know, you gotta have that roughage, you gotta have that energy, you gotta have calories. And you know your body, so eat what you can, eat what you need, etc. But Anyway, here is this little room here. I was actually going to make it into like a tiny bedroom, but I was like, no, it's a little bit too small. It's not really fair to whoever has it. So I made it into a nice little office space, and I was trying to kind of figure out what kind of atmosphere I wanted in this office. I wasn't sure if I wanted it to be overly traditional or overly modern, and I really liked this green carpet, so I made it green because I was like, hey, I like this. And I don't know, I'm just really feeling this wallpaper by Peacemaker right now. I've been using it in a lot of my builds as like accent walls, and I don't know why, but I've had these wallpapers in my game for the longest time, and I just didn't really use them that often, but now I'm just like really feeling them. I don't know, there's just something, it just add a little bit of fun to the build, I guess. And yeah, I don't know how you would refer to this room as it being either modern or... I would say this house in general is very eclectic. It's kind of got some modern elements. It's got some traditional. It's got some vintage. It's got some contemporary. It's just a nice blend of everything, and I kind of am here for it. So yeah, I can keep bragging about it endlessly, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do because I'm proud of myself. But here is a little bathroom, and I did decide to make there is also a bathroom on the ground floor as well of this house. I just didn't record it because it was just kind of boring. But yeah, see this wallpaper, look at this, isn't this so fun? Like as an accent wall in a bathroom, it's incredible too. I'm obsessed. I love it. And this tiling that I placed in there, it's also by Little Dika, I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's by Little Dika. It could be by somebody else. I'll have to look into that. But anyway, so here is the first bedroom that I decided to do. This could be a guest bedroom if you so wish it to be. I just imagined it was maybe the oldest daughter. I don't know, that's just what popped into my head. The oldest daughter who is of the parents, and she just took this room because it had a lot of light and it had a little bit of space, and I don't know, she just really liked it, I guess. I don't know, it's just really nice. And the flooring, as you can see, is different. In some of the bedrooms, I decided to throw in a different type of flooring. I thought maybe they redid it, maybe the flooring was damaged slightly, or it was just really scuffed, or maybe they just didn't like it and they wanted to change it. So I made it this really light, like gray flooring, which is something I never use, but using in this build, I kind of fell in love with it. I was like, this is just so bright and clean and airy feeling. I don't know, it just changed the whole vibe. I'm saying vibe a lot. I don't know why. But yeah, it just changed it. Like I've actually been watching YouTube recently a lot, and one of the YouTuber artists that I watch, Lee Ellickson, you should definitely go watch her. She's amazing. I love her content, and she's actually in Cincinnati, so she's not too far from me, but she's cool. But she's cool. She is cool. But in her studio, the flooring in her studio is like this kind of light cool gray color, and it's just, I don't know, I saw it in a video and I was like, wow, I actually really like that. I usually like darker woods or light woods, but I don't like painted woods, but in this case I love it, so I went with it. And this is the quote-unquote master bedroom. I don't really like saying master bedroom. The only reason I'm saying master is because there's an ensuite. That's it. And the wallpaper there is, again, by Felixander. It's just a different wallpaper, and it's kind of fun and, you know, whimsical. But this is a little bit more of a traditional bedroom. I thought this would be for the parents that own this house. They just have a little bit more of a traditional taste, and but it's still kind of fresh, you know. It's still got a modern twist to it. So they're not. It's tasteful, but it's not like overly modern. It's a nice blend of everything, just like the rest of the house is. So yeah, kind of love it too, honestly. Kind of vibing with it, as the children say these days. But yeah, the flooring is actually EA, I think. Yeah, it's EA flooring. It's from the Vampire game pack. I used it for the majority throughout the house. Now, see, I didn't even mention it, and you can see it throughout all the bathrooms and the kitchen and everything. But that flooring pattern that I did, that's actually 2 different flooring tiles that we have in the base game. So basically, if you hit Control F on your keyboard while you know, using the flooring tool, it changes the square, the square tile that you're, you know, painting with, I don't know how you would say it, to a like quarter little rectangle, or not rectangle, triangle shapes. But it changes it so that you can just place a quarter little triangle piece. It's hard to explain, but you can make all sorts of fun patterns with it. And so I mixed that, like black and white tile with just the white tile, and I've seen builders do it, and I really have been wanting to do it in my own build for a while, and I did it, and honestly, it's so cool. Like, it's perfect. It's not like, it's not too black and white, because there's a little bit more I don't know. I can't explain it. I just really like it. But yeah, so here, these 2 bedrooms here that I'm about to do, these are the kind of just smaller kind of teenager bedrooms. They're kind of simple, and they have the light wood flooring. I don't know, they're really nice, honestly. I mean, if I was a teenager and I had a bedroom like this, I would be very happy. Like, oh my gosh, like a designer did this room, basically. It's really fun. Like this one in particular, I really like, because it's a bit more funky, a bit more, modern, eclectic, kind of mid-century. It's got a vibe that I really like. I struggled finding a bed because I wasn't really sure what style I wanted to go for, so I went with a Peacemaker bed in the end. Gotta go with Peacemaker. Just love Peacemaker. Peacemaker's amazing. But I just used a Peacemaker bed, and it really worked really well. And the wallpaper is there again. It's a Felix Sander wallpaper, and then the other one there that's kind of just green and white. That one is by Peacemaker. So yeah, definitely recommend checking out Peacemaker above anybody else. Like, I'm not saying like he's better, but like what I'm saying is that I feel like Peacemaker is just like the bee's knees, as the old people say. But like, yeah. Peacemaker, Harry, Felix Sander, Illogical Simmer, like those 4 creators are like top tier creators. Like right now, they are incredible. They make so much good content. It's not even funny. But yeah, I love this bedroom though. It's got like the lighter woods. It's got the greenery. It feels kind of cabana-y, kind of tropical, sort of. Like, I like the vibe a lot. It's very cozy, but it's still really, really bright. And I love this rug is by Felix Sander also, and I haven't used it before, and I just was like using it throughout this house, and it just kind of worked really well. I don't know. And I kind of imagined that the teenager that had this bedroom was a witch. Like, maybe they're a Muggle family, but she happens to be a witch just because she's a Muggle born. I don't know, because I did like, some magical things on the walls. It's just like a little bit of a subtle hint, because she can't like be outwardly like, out about her, magical blood or whatever. Not magical blood, but like magical powers. I don't know. And here is the other bedroom. Again, it's for another teenage girl. I don't really know. It could be a boy. It can be anything. It can be anybody of any gender, because gender stereotypes are a construct and are kind of silly. Yes, because I agree with that. Anyway, I got on a tangent there, but yeah, this is it's very light and pastel. It's got some pinks, it's got some greens. I really like this bedroom, honestly. It's super bright. I just kind of imagine her being like a beauty influencer, possibly, or maybe one to come, or maybe she's like, I want her to be like a beauty influencer that's like a genuine person. So that's this imaginary sim that I'm making up in my head is a beauty influencer that is a good person. I'm losing it. I've been home for almost 2 weeks. Anyway, but anyway, here is a bathroom. It's actually kind of nice. It's the more everybody's bathroom. It's the bathroom that the other people in the household would use on this floor. It's probably a little bit much. 5 bathrooms in a house is probably a little excessive, but in The Sims, it's always good to have extra bathrooms. Let's be real. So yeah, having a lot of Sims and then them fighting over the bathrooms and then peeing on themselves because they can't go into the bathroom. Yeah, that's a mood. But I put a bathtub in here instead, just in case maybe you have a pet in this household, or possibly you have a toddler in this household. It's whatever. I just thought having a bathtub would have a little bit of a variety, because I tend to do just showers in like every bathroom that I make. But yeah, anyway, here we are on to the top floor finally, and it is just going to be a very, very simple. It's not going to be as eclectic and crazy as the bottom floors. I think they would recently have done this, and so they just kind of went not cheap, but they didn't want to go crazy over a budget. They they wanted to make sure it was very simple and functional and clean and just nice. And I really like it up here. It's got a lot of light because there are these factory windows that I decided to put in. Maybe these are like new additions. And then there's also some skylights, which are they're called the crystal glass floor tiles or something like that. And they're from the Island Living expansion pack. Love those things so much. They're so fun because you get the glass roof effect without a roof. It's awesome. But yeah, you can see I'm kind of adding some like color in here, and I do change this completely. I make that all very, very white and simple and clean just because I don't know. I wasn't loving all the color. It just didn't feel right. It felt very cramped because it is quite cramped. It's an attic space that they renovated, so I didn't want it to be like, you know, like perfect. You know, I want it to be a little bit like higgledy-piggledy. I love that word so much. I think I heard Delicacy say it for the first time, like ever, like a long, long time ago. And I just love that word, higgledy-piggledy. It's just, it makes so much sense because it may not even be a real word, like phonetically, but you know that you know what it means. Like, oh, it's higgledy-piggledy. You're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what we mean. It's all over the place. Anyway, I do add in some color with the wallpaper and this green carpet, but I think that's all the color I add. I did keep it fairly like white, green, brown. I just wanted it to be like, you know, simple and clean. And the camera is going crazy, so because I'm so high up on the lot, that's why it does that. It's kind of wild. So the screenshots are a little bit interesting up here. I had to get some, you know, some angles that would make sense, because you would just like I use the WASD keys to move the camera around in tab mode, and if you just barely touch the D key, it just jumps over like really far. So there is a way to fix that, but I haven't done it. So yeah. But anyway, all the rambles aside, I hope you all enjoyed this build. I definitely did. It's definitely probably one of my favorite builds of all time right now. I am obsessed with it. It is beautiful and perfect, and just, it may not be perfect, but it's beautiful and I love it and I want to live here because it's incredible. But anyway, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. All you have to do is search for my username, lukeydean, and the hashtag lukeylupin. It is the same as my YouTube channel name. It's just all lowercase, and it's all one word, lukeylupin. And it's in the description down below if you missed that. But yeah, it does contain custom content, so I will be sure to leave the links to the creators in the description down below. Peacemaker, Illogical Sims, Harry, and Felixander. I think that's all the CC that I use. Ooh, Brazen Lotus probably too. There's probably some Brazen Lotus in there. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the build. I love you all so, so much. Be sure to stay hydrated today. Be sure to wash your hands. Be sure to, you know, go do something fun at home. You know, go sit in your backyard if you have a backyard. Go sit in your backyard and just get some air, because I did it yesterday and it's very, very, very beneficial. Like, I feel 1,000 times better. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a good rest of your week. I hope things are going well for you, and if they are kind of rough right now, I hope things get better. And just know that I love you all and I'm thinking of you all every day. So yeah, thank you all so, so very much for watching. Stay weird and beware of the nargles.
A picture of you. I could talk to you for hours, and we stay up all night, and when morning